Okay. Good morning, everybody. First, I'd like to thank all of the electeds and union leaders and students who are here today. There has been a lot of press on this subject already, but this is something we feel has to be fixed. This is something that cannot go on. Children, MetroCards are a right to their free education. And that is how we see this very simply. A child is guaranteed a right to a free education. Well, a child also has to be given the way to get to school. And children are not supposed to be part of a revenue stream for the MTA. So children's MetroCards, this piece of the budget has to be fixed. And we're calling on all of the elected officials in Albany, and we're calling on all of the communities throughout this city to stand up and say, this needs to be fixed first and foremost. We know there's a lot of issues out there, but this is one that is very, very simple. Children have to be able to get to school. And like it or not, the children who are going to be affected are in families who are facing very tough times right now. Just think of it this way. A family of 3 who has to pay for their children to go to school, you'd be looking at almost a 10% of their household budget going towards them going to school. That is not acceptable. So that is why we are here standing together, saying that we want this fixed, we want things changed, and more importantly, this should never be the subject of a debate. This should never be part of a process in terms of a debate about whether children have the right to get to school when we know that they need to get to school. So I'd like to thank everyone for being here, and at this point I'd like to bring up the president of the Transit Workers Union, Mr. John Samuelson. John?
As a society, when we protect bankers, billionaire bankers, and kick school kids to the curb, we have a lot of soul searching to do as a society. And let it be said that New York City transit workers and TW Local 100 stand with the children of New York City and stand with the UFT on this issue. Thank you.
I'd now like to bring up someone who came to me last week and says, Michael, I know you're behind this, but I'd like for us to be coming out even more forcefully on this. We had a great letter yesterday in the newspaper. Assemblyman Mr. Richard Brodsky, thank you very much.
The student travel passes cost the MTA $0 to provide. Those trains will run whether those kids are on those trains or not. When the MTA chose to make those kids a pawn in a political battle, they alienated their best supporters.